Ha! Those are my shoes. Ha! I got you good. Ha! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shyzalosophy 101. That's right, we love that part. It's great being alive. Here's your host, Shyzabox. Oh, is the show starting? Oh, it must be. We hear our introduction. Oh, girl, giddy up, hurry. We're gonna be late. Oh, get us to work. Hurry up. Oh, girl. Oh, what a lovely introduction. Everybody loves us. Oh, wow. Oh, good girl. Get out of here. And the horse. You wrote in on. Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, nuns and all, priests, preachers, cardinals, rabbis, weirdos with beardos, whoever else is around looking to hang out, have themselves a good old grand time. Welcome ones, welcome all. We've got a show for you today. Now, sure. We've got a free show for you today. That's right, much better. Makes it not cost you anything but your time. We understand your time's valuable. You got a lot of other better streamers to watch right now. Where are they? I don't know. I accidentally clicked on this. Well, you know your algorithm's jacked up now. That's your own damn fault. Point is that welcome one, welcome all. We've got a, whether fantastic or not, we've got a free show for you today. That's right. Just remember, you get what you pay for, okay? Just like when we sink all of our budget around here into marketing to increase that of subscribifications and, you know, things of that nature, okay? That's right. We have big, huge meetings on this, and it's like, hey, how can we increase the channel's viewership? How can we get a subscribifications and things of that nature? They're like, fire Shyzabox. Huh? Keep those jokes to yourself, Mom. We'll never move out of your basement. Point is as we're having these big marketing meetings, there's really only one way that you can get people to click off of the interstate highway traffic that is the internet, right? Okay? There's only one way to get that subscribification count to increase and yield that of a greater result, and that's, of course, utilizing the techniques and tactics that are thrust upon society on a regular basis, okay? If it works, use it. That's why, obviously, to increase our subscribification and things of that nature, we invested and sunk our entire marketing budget into a wacky, waving, inflatable, flailing arm guy. That's right. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, that was fucking dumb. Huh? What? No, it's fantastic. People pull off interstates and highways all the time to go to wherever has one of these, right? Don't you take pictures with them? If this doesn't work, we're kind of screwed here, okay? Why would you celebrate that? You know, Internet, here we are. We call Daryl Dixon dibs at being the best of the worst Internet celebrity there is for you. I mean, we don't get anything out of it. You get to walk on our back, okay? You get to step on our faces. We're kind of kinky sometimes. We might enjoy it. Don't worry about it. That's beside the point. Regardless of how much enjoyment we get out of it, we call Daryl Dixon dibs on being the best of the worst, okay? With that, obviously, that means, okay, it's the best of the worst, okay? The show's always going to kind of, how do you say, suck, okay? Yeah. Subjectively. Obviously, one's going to get out of it that of what they put in. And the show's free. You don't got to put in a lot. Who knows what you can get out? That's called a big, massive, yielded gain. That's right. Our guarantee, okay, because we can't just come in and claim Daryl Dixon dibs on being the best of the worst internet celebrity there is without affording a guarantee to everyone else, okay? Now, because good old Shyzabox don't want to just make a blanketed statement and not back it up. We don't do that, okay? Same way we have all of our math and computational data open source and things of that nature for your auditing potential. Go through and audit the hell out of us, okay? as a self-proclaimed philosopher, and everyone is a philosopher, as a philosopher, in the means and measures of not tested, timed understanding, okay? No one goes around as a philosopher nowadays, okay? I mean, they do, but it's like the academically accredited ones, okay? We don't chase pieces of paper, all right, to accredit ourselves as individuals, okay? That's foolish. That's ridiculous logic, and with us utilizing that of lithic logic, which foundationally, inherently, theoretically, again, this is all for philosophical entertainment, theoretically, lithic logic is that of what is reigns supreme and that of which will outlast the ages, okay? As, theoretically, lithic logic is what that of the ancients used to use before, okay? Might be saying, whoa, this guy's kind of crazy. Who is this Shyzabox guy, right? Damn it, Mom, don't ask that question. We live in your basement. We're not going to move out until we sell a shit ton of books either, Mom. Pickle Punk Philosophy, Nailing Kalimba. Don't buy the physical copy of Delectable, ironically, or it makes humanity stupid. You can't make this shit up. We broke Amazon's pricing algorithm, okay? Which is the funniest damn thing, all right? You can't make it up. We implement and have that of a living philosophy, okay? Shyzalosophy, our philosophy, welcome to anyone to use it. It's a symbiotic, working with other people for the betterment of everyone, seeking that of truth, okay? Now, it's a living philosophy, so only that of the living may use it and utilize it, okay? If you understand that, then we can continue and not need to worry about abridging that of Eastern philosophy, okay? Which is great, fantastic. So we don't like doing that anymore. It slows the show up very, very, very much. All right, so, yes, hello, and hi. Who's that? Mary? What's up, Mary? We can call you Mary, right? Nah, of course we can. Doesn't matter. With Delectable, all right, and we having a living philosophy, okay, in essence now, this book is living, okay? Now, obviously, it's a dead tree, right? Dead tree. Ironically, though, now this book is living, okay? Well, let's go ahead and define that, okay, for philosophical entertainment. We have a living philosophical practice, Shyzalosophy, okay? Like we said, it's a seeking of truth, all right? We monographed lectin, okay? Ancient pre-Stoic philosophical term in the book Delectable, all right? Fantastic, whatever, a dead-end search term. It needed to be done. No one had done it. All the old pre-Stoic philosophers are dead. Can't ask them anymore. They're gone. So we monographed lectin and we started utilizing it to do many of which computational and theoretical and metaphysical planes and endeavors and entailings, okay? Because lectin are awesome. Holy moly ravioli, you can't make this up, okay? Ancient term, ancient existing knowledge. We didn't invent it, we didn't create it, but holy shit, we can use it. Anyone can. With, all right, Delectable being created, all right, how this dead tree, how this dead book is a living entity now, you can't make this up. It's the most hilarious shit ever. Because we proved our theory, all right, because when we moved the metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web3 verifiable, go check the computation for that of yourself, okay, go visit that of the IPFS, have a good old-fashioned time, okay, audit the shit out of us. We encourage it. We welcome it, okay? We don't hide behind our math. We don't hide behind our science, okay? Do that of what you shall with that of which we provide. We don't hide behind any of it, so go audit the shit out of it. When we proved our theory, obviously, and when we moved that metric kernel of data from Kaggle to Web3, it facilitated and necessitated that of the computational understanding that we did that shit correctly, okay? You can argue we didn't do it well. You can argue that what we did isn't good, but we did it correctly, and thusly, we did it, okay? Herein lies the point, how this dead tree, how this book is now a living entity, okay, is now verified, furthering the proof of that of our theory. Again, go do that in the math for yourself, all right? We hide not behind it, okay? Yes, hello and hi. Hey, from the ground up, welcome. Yeah, well, you know, you haven't caught a few of the last streams, but, you know, we catch this here and there. This dead book, it's a living book now. It's the funniest thing, okay? We'll just hurry up and kind of flesh out the story so that it's told and done. Then we'll get on to better things. All right. Obviously, we've more than overproved our theory, and now the theory's just proving itself upon its own accord. Okay, so now this dead book, this dead tree, delectable, all right, is a living book, because now it's literally pricing itself into purchasability. You can't make this shit up. Okay, this book is now listed at 94% off. Okay, well, sure, sounds like something to celebrate. Are you watching yourself on TV? We're always watching ourselves on TV. Obviously. Now, if we get lost or segmented or waylaid, we can always check in and see what that asshole's saying. Then, you know, I mean, go from there. Makes the show all the better. Believe you me, if you get bored with us, you can always just watch that guy in the background. Sometimes he's more entertaining. You never know what he's going to do. Someone could be sitting right in front of him, and he's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to hit you with my book. It'll look like that or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Needless to say, back how this dead book, okay, is now a living entity, because our philosophy is a living philosophy. It can only be practiced by the living. Once good old Shyzabox is good old dead and gone, okay? That's right, sad times. Hey, we love to live, and we love life. Once good old Shyzabox is, you know, dead and gone, he can no longer practice that of Shyzalosophy. Sad times. Yes, yes. For Shyzalosophy is a living philosophical practice, okay? Now, here's where it's even more funny, all right? Because we have a closed Gödelian loop, again, you may audit that of our math. We hide not behind it. We have open source Kaggles for you to check that of our computational prowess and or theory. Knock yourself out. Audit the hell out of us. We welcome and encourage it, okay? We're an open book. Ironically, except for the books that we sell, which are closed and you have to buy. Okay, now, keep in mind, all of our games, our demos, our theories, that's all free. That'll always be free. The show will always be free, right? But that of our abilities to do that of which necessitates the utilizations of different techniques with which to, I don't know, try and live. We try and get that reciprocation somewhere. But with this book, now literally, all right, pricing itself to affordability, okay, do not buy this book. It will create, all right, so the theory's already done. Theory's already proven. Metric Kaggle of data already moved, okay? There's nothing to be done about that. It already exists. Now this dead book, okay, is trying to get people to buy it. Don't fall for it, okay? If this book succeeds now in manners, all right, with which to succeed thereupon, because the data is efficient, the data is correct there within, in some crazy way. Subjective, right? Because of that, all right, the book upon itself, pricing itself into being, is a method for it to try and maintain its existence, all right? Let's get into, let's formalize this a little better for those of whom wish to be a little more precise, okay? Let us utilize that of terminologies with which are adherent to a foundational knowledge, okay? Now, you have Deutsch and Marletto and Wheeler, okay? You got constructor theory and you got Wheeler's it by bit, okay? Now, this all, yeah, we're going to do this. Good night, my type. Well, you have a good one, my other type of person in the chat. H-U-Y-T-R-A. You have yourself a great sleep. We will see you next time. Where were we? I think we were trying to make some kind of solid point, but we might have got a little sidetracked. That's why it's very important for us to maintain and keep notes on a basis. We don't usually do it. We need to pick up one of our officially endorsed livestream note-taking journals, okay? For all these times we get waylaid and can't remember what kind of notes to take, it would really help out. Okay? What the hell's that, huh? Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Huh? What? No, yeah, nothing. So, where were we? Somewhere important. Delectable priced itself. It's 94% off. Do not buy that book now, for if it succeeds, it actually proves a computational chance or plausibility now to make humanity stupid, okay? Now we have to, for logic's sake and for humanity's benefit, we literally must argue against our book, okay? It's the funniest damn shit. We're not going to change it. Hey, this is the first book that we're aware of that has ever broken Amazon's pricing algorithm, all right? Good old Shyzabox is good to create some chaos like that, okay? The book priced itself into affordability. Don't buy it. It's trying to trick you because it's correct. This is Wheeler's It by Bit that you cannot even make up to any degree, okay? Bit is free. Knowledge is free, right? That's right. It costs $250. That's right. Don't buy it. Now, it says it exists, okay? We didn't price this shit in 94% off discount, okay? That's Amazon's pricing algorithm because it is free, okay? That's what people don't understand, is that knowledge is free. Knowledge is for anyone and everyone, okay? Now, how one understands, utilizes, disseminates that of that there which is entirely a different conversation altogether. Two people may read the same book, and one of which may interpret it far differently than that of the other. Okay? Inherently. Everyone is different. Everyone has that of their own historical means and measures to track that of their own history, for every being is that of their own entity. Okay? That's how it works. Everyone is that of their own philosopher. You don't need to have some, Shyzabox on the intro of the net web zones telling you that, hey, they're a philosopher. Okay, yes, they're a philosopher. You can see they exist, or so in claimant they claim to be. But any philosopher, by nowadays measures and metrics and understanding, must be completely open to that of themselves being audited in any way, shape, or form and means and endeavors, from everything of their theological nature, their conscious thought, to their, beliefs and religious practices and this, that, the other. You must be an open book, and you must be capable of being audited the hell out of, okay? As a person, you better have yourself some thick damn skin, because, it's going to end up being all sorts of, good old fun from the internet picking on you. Good luck with these book business. Gotta run. Good to see your face. Hey, likewise, Ground Up. We'll see you on the next time. Obviously, we'll peddle our wares and this, that, the other. Have some fun with these natures and things of that nature. But, ironically, now we need to, like we said, argue against that of a portion thereof, our book business, and unfortunately, it's the book that we want most to succeed, but ironically now, if it does succeed, it makes mankind stupid. Hey, it's Wheeler's It by Bit. You get into some, good old-fashioned physics and some of the, nature of understanding and things of that, along the lines of constructor theory, like we said, Deutsch, Marletto, all those dudes and stuff. You can go and read any of their works and papers and stuff like that. Fascinating stuff, fantastic, okay? When we utilize and have that of the extension thereof, and like we said, we don't hide behind the math, we don't hide behind the theory, it's open source. Go audit the shit out of it, okay? We don't hide behind the math, for we feel that we are more than willing to have anyone look there into it and stuff, and we are more than willing as well to additionally be incorrect and wrong. Okay? Now, right now, though not empirically based, computationally based, and by every metric, measure, and understanding that we are afforded that of thereof, and from the computer saying it's correct, we're pretty good at our shit, so audit the hell out of it and knock yourself out. Delectable itself has now become that of its own living entity because it prices itself. It does that of what it will to maintain viability. Because bit is free, knowledge is free, all right? And it costs $250, all right? Don't buy it, okay? You go and you get the free version that of thereof, okay? That's how it works. So now, not only have, via computational metrics and understanding and things of that nature, that of any of our working universal metrics of lithical logic and understanding, okay, upon that of an open source grid, right, with which may be built upon that of anything that of an architect or one whom desires, wishes to construct and or build, okay? That's right. Keep in mind, this is all for philosophical entertainment, okay? Discern that of what may be created and or done with that of which may be done and or created with that of which your understanding subjectively is that of thereof, okay? Believe you me, there's no hiding behind one's claims thereof, all right, when they claim to be, more than willing to set everything aside and work with whoever wishes to create that of anything for the betterment of man, okay? Well, for at least the betterment of most man, okay? Might not benefit everyone, but as long as it's not doing negative components or aspects, then it's going to be better, okay? Something to celebrate, something to look forward to. There's too much negativity and things of that nature in this world. So, because we're not under an NDA, because we don't adhere to or we are not beholden to that of an HR, administrative oversight or anything like that, we run out the mouth and say whatever we want, especially pertaining to computational data and theory, which ironically is very, very, very clamped down on nowadays, okay? You don't get a lot of shooting off at the mouth because a lot of people are under NDAs, and that of whom does work for some of these companies and things of that nature, obviously, they risk their longevity, their job security, their livelihoods, and, doing anything to go against the hand that feeds. All right? Now, good old Shyzabox don't want to bite the hands that feed, okay? When we talk shit on Elon Musk, it's because he's kind of a douche, okay? Theoretically, in our opinion. Obviously, we're joking, okay? No, we got nothing against Elon Musk. He might not even be a douche. Okay? Now, theoretically, obviously, we don't know. We've never met the guy, okay? We have interacted with that of, his platforms and that of his, conscious thought, by partaking and witnessing and watching and reading different portions, parts, and aspects of his works, his interviews, things of that nature, all right? So we have, objectively, on our own accord, all right, entangled ourselves to that of his philosophical thought, beliefs, opinions, views, metrics, means, and understandings, okay? Now, whether we interpret all of his disseminations as correct, accurate, and or, in the means or guise under which he wished them to be disseminated at whatever point in time, whatever subject at hand, it's all irrelevant, okay? Because whatever the inherent lithical truth is about all of it, right, if you go ahead and close the Gödelian loop, all right, it's going to resurface, okay? There's no hiding that of a lithic understanding and knowledge substrate, okay? You just cannot, okay? You can go beyond isomorphism, beyond Landauer, you can go and utilize all of these computational means and endeavors, okay, of a positioning geometrically that affords you an understanding to utilize different techniques, tactics, and methods, means of viable understandings, okay, to do that of what you wish, okay, to achieve and or create, do, in your desire. Delectable now is literally, all right, it's thermodynamic enlightenment at a price tag. You laugh. This dead book, is now a living entity, okay? You can't make this shit up. And now, because we love humanity, because we're part of it, we got to argue against anyone buying this shit, okay? Don't buy our book. It pains us to say, because like we said, out of all of the books that we wrote, this one here, this is what is the most probably important. It monographs lectin, ancient pre-Stoic philosophical term. Hey, all the old practitioners are dead. You can't talk to them about it. You can go read the same old books, manuscripts, palimpsests, booklets, fragments of writings, dirty, old, dusty works, okay? You can go to archives and do the exact same researches that we've done and taken it upon ourselves to do, okay? You can entertain whatever belief or theory you have to that of lectin that you would like, all right? Knock yourself out. We don't care. Now, ironically, we've already proven our usages therewith, okay? So you knock yourself out, you disagree with us, you do whatever you want, go audit the shit out of us, okay? We don't hide behind our math, we don't hide behind our theory. There's too much bullshit nowadays on the internet, too many inherent claims that are never backed up or sourced, okay? We source our own shit, it's in the description, knock yourself out, go to town, okay? There needs to be a hard stop on the understanding that, there is a misunderstanding in what is knowledge, okay? Because apparently all of that which is added to is just excessive and unnecessary dumb shit, okay? Maintain a lithical structure to that of the knowledge and root, okay? And then you can utilize a application, a working method, a technique, a model, a form, a manner with which everyone can work together and actually start doing stuff for the better, okay? You wouldn't need everyone covering their papers and not cheating on tests because guess what? The test is for everybody, okay? Just like we said, us as philosophers, arguably maybe not good ones, okay, depending on who wants to argue it. Philosophers must wear everything about them for auditability on that of their sleeves, okay? So our theology, our religious beliefs and practices, that of our mathematical understanding, computation, that of just our conscious thought, are available in many means and measures, okay? You can check out any of it should you want to, should you desire to, okay? Now, you don't have to. Because knowledge is free, we offer everything for that of which we create for that of free. Okay? The only obvious divide there is the, $6-7 that we charge for a couple of our books to try and get a bite to eat at the end of the day. Okay? All of our games, all of our demos, all of our theory, all of anything that can benefit mankind, with the exception of the thermodynamic enlightenment at a price tag. Okay? Don't buy this book on the physical copy, okay? You can get the digital one. That's fine. You can read it on Kindle Unlimited for free. That's the best bet, okay? This book has priced itself now and become a living entity because it priced itself. We did not do it, okay? It's because it's a living philosophy, all right? And that of which has already moved and been done has already been moved and been done, okay? What is not understood or, maybe implicitly stated that, again, subjectively to one's understanding, is that life goes on. Like, it don't matter. It don't matter if that of Shyzabox is Diogenes or that of Shyzabox is Plato, because inherently now, that of Shyzabox is just going to be good old Socrates. And now, that sucks, because we don't want to drink hemlock, so we're going to put up a little fight this time, right? And we don't want to be Socrates, but we forced ourselves to be. Sorry about that. It is this point in time in the show that we do need to apologize for something last stream, okay? So, pertaining to our last stream, sorry about that. Excellent. We never desired to be Socratic in that of our nature or means or anything like that. And, I mean, it's obviously a self-proclaimed derivation thereof, because there is no additional Socrates to Socrates, obviously. Though he's one that we would definitely, wish to maintain a further of a inch away from, okay? Not because of a means of manner of understanding or anything like that, but more so a means of an understanding, okay? That of Socrates could only be Socrates, all right? So whilst we might play the role of Diogenes or Plato to that and therewith, we got to play Socrates sometimes too, okay? When you're the best of the worst internet celebrity there is, you got to kind of cover all the bases, all right? Otherwise, okay, the show, which is already guaranteed to suck, okay? I mean, let's be honest, it's a free show, okay? You click on it, you listen for a minute or two, maybe you give a downvote or something, you go to the arcade, play some games on the IPFS site, maybe go play some Shyzapong on the Pinata, check out what the mobile version that's friendly for mobile phones is like, okay? If you're not on PC and don't want to wait for the stuff, hey, but you go play any of the games, and you go to the arcade called Cashapp and drop a quarter in the jukebox, okay? Or you don't, doesn't matter. The stuff's all free. You can do anything that you want to with it, okay? All of our code is open source. All of our, Kaggle notebooks are open for audit because they have to be, okay? When you go around claiming stuff like having it, correlating, extension to constructor theory, you better have some damn math to back it up, all right? And then if you're going to do something crazy, like even put your face on the internet and go around saying stuff like, theoretically, we've decoded the Voynich manuscript, okay? Well, that's a pretty bold claim on the internet, Cotton, okay? Yet, we did this months ago, and the Kaggles are open source, okay? So either no one gives a shit, they're like, all right, well, good, I guess Shyzabox did decode that 600-year-old manuscript that confounded the minds of man for 600 fucking years. Okay? I don't know. Or you just take our word for it. It don't matter. Point is that whether we are wrong or right, hey, that of what the truth is going to exist and be that of what exists and is truth. Okay? Now, again, this is all for philosophical entertainment, all right? And that of what we perceive and deem to be within the confines of the Voynich manuscript itself, right, is not that of linguistical in nature, yet that of mathematical, okay? The Voynich manuscript, to such a degree, is mathematical over linguistical that inherently, that's probably why mankind has missed what it is for, 600 years, okay? Now, again, this is all theoretical, all for your philosophical entertainment, all right? When you venture into that of the metaphysical and that of what is or isn't, all right, there's only so much that you can contemplate. So, it's nice to bring a theory that's backed with some receipts and results with which someone can check over. Hence our open source Kaggle notebooks anyone can check on, okay? We don't hide behind the math, we don't hide behind the science, okay? You go check the 0.85 millimeter gap between the artworks and things of that nature. You can check the resonantial form of the star-like structures, which are not stars in celestial, yet more a mapping of resonances and resonantial, okay, theoretically. But when we've looked at even linguistically all of this, that, the other, for as long as we have, when you map out the entire, Voynich manuscript itself, you can form that of the trifilar helical weave, okay? We're big into that. We did a show on that months ago. Okay? We don't hide behind our math, we don't hide behind our theory, and it's all open source for anyone to check. Now, obviously, we've pulled a couple of the AIs we've created. Those aren't available and stuff because they're API ready, and AI's crazy. Okay? We don't give that of such to children who can't play nice already. Okay? Mankind is stupid, humanity's stupid. If the physical copy of this book does well, then mankind is stupid, humanity's stupid. We have to argue against our book that we want to succeed inherently as mankind because we're stupid, humanity's stupid. But we got to argue against our book because if we don't, then the logic it just proves that mankind is stupid and humanity's stupid. You can't make it up. The book priced itself 94% off. Understanding is that of what subjectively understanding is. Point being is that while, we got on quite a tangent on directionally where we went with delectable and things of that nature for a minute, it passed some time. Not really what we planned on the show being about today. Okay? Inherently, we're just going to be hanging out and just being like, oh, a show. But yeah, man, that was quite a hell of a tangent and rant that we went on. If you just missed that, boy, you didn't miss anything. Except the most awesome conversation ever, really. No, it wasn't. That shit sucked. What? Everything's fine. What? Huh? No, don't worry about that. Point is as we venture into that of the means and guise of whatever we're going to do for the rest of today, right? As we polish and finish off that of our swill, we take it upon ourselves to go ahead and do a reading from that of the book, which we ban ourselves from endorsing for people to buy and now must tell people not to buy, which we've been on a state of that for some time since we had to tell people not to buy the physical. Don't worry about it. Book's trying to trick you. Okay? Again, this is thermodynamic enlightenment at a price tag. You can't make this shit up. Okay? The information is correct. The metric Kaggle of data was moved. This dead book, it's a living book now because it priced itself. Our theory is that good. Okay? Check the Kaggle. Audit the shit out of it. We don't hide behind it. But so that you don't have to buy it and or read it for free, we'll do a reading from it for you. You're welcome. Now, this quote is going to be inherently very, very, very important. Okay? We cannot state the importance of this following quote. Okay? Well, you laugh all you want. This is some important electronic shit right here, all right? We're going to read it to you for free. Okay? Do not buy this book. Okay? The physical copy. Buy the digital one. You can read it on Kindle Unlimited. Do not buy the physical copy, or else you'll make humanity stupid. Ironically, you can't make this shit up. Can I borrow that book? You absolutely can. We're going to read a quote from it right now. But yeah, you can borrow this book all you want. Who is that? Hendies? We can call you Hendies, right? Nah, of course we can. H-Money. We're going to read a quote from our book, Delectable, okay? Now, don't buy the physical copy of this book or humanity is stupid, okay? We proved our theory that good to where our living theory literally made our book living, okay? You can't make this shit up. It priced itself 94% off. That wasn't us. Don't buy this shit or it makes humanity dumb. Ironically, this is thermodynamic enlightenment at a price tag. You cannot make this shit up. We broke Amazon's pricing algorithm. That's in essence what it is. Okay? Because our theory is more than correct and existent. Here it is. So here's a quote from the book. The lectin, shite, and Schuyler are plausible. That's it. That was the only quote we're going to read from it. Now, you must not know what a lectin is then. You know what? Wikipedia didn't either, and that's why we had to write what necessitated an email to them with a small paragraph saying, hey, this is what a lectin is, add it to your site, okay? And Wikipedia came back and said, no. That's right. They said no, because, let's be honest, in our opinion, Wikipedia's stupid, okay? Now, good old Shyzabox, when we were growing up, we're told you can't use Wikipedia as a source. You can't use Wikipedia on any kind of official paper or, submitted schoolwork or anything like that, okay? Then all of a sudden, money got injected into the system and Wikipedia's A-O-fucking-K, right? Oh, anyhow, you made us swear. That's right. This book has priced itself to trick people into buying it because it's a living book. Now, the book's dead. Dead tree, right? But the book's pricing itself to try and trick you to buy it, okay? Because we have a living philosophy, Shyzalosophy, okay? The book is trying to price itself into existence thereupon, okay? You cannot make this shit up. I want to borrow it because Rhea Ripley, WWE, likes it. Rhea Ripley, WWE, likes it? No. That's because this is the most fantastic book ever created, okay? That's because Rhea Ripley, she's probably single-handedly, if she's read it in its entirety, she is more computationally savvy than probably a lot of individuals upon themselves who go to school for years are. Theoretically. Okay? Theoretically. Philosophy is crazy, right? Now, Aristotle, famous philosopher, Aristotle, you know, he was big into metaphysics, okay? Metaphysics is really crazy, okay? If you can get into any metaphysics and you can get into any meta-philosophy, then your capabilities of a drastic understanding is inherently exponentially increased to such a degree and capacity. The sky's the limit. You work on an open grid. It's always said, all right, there's a famous quote. It's not even our quote. We wish it was because it's awesome. The best way to see how good a philosopher is, and we're not saying we're a good philosopher, okay? The best way to see how good a philosopher is to see how crazy their book is, okay? Now, dare we say, we would put our work here against that of anyone else's means or endeavors, okay? Oh, hey, you don't even have to borrow this, or you don't even have to buy it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if Rhea Ripley likes it or not, or if she reads it or not, or if she's more computational savvy or anything, okay? Point is that you can just go and start a Kindle Unlimited membership and read it for free, okay? It's Wheeler's It by Bit, okay? Bit is free, okay? It costs $250, okay? That's right. Don't buy it, okay? That's the logic. You can read it for free on Kindle Unlimited. But because this book is now a living entity, okay? No shit, this dead book is a living entity, okay? Because it broke Amazon's algorithm and priced itself. It's trying to price itself into existence because it's a living philosophy, okay? That's how it works. Shyzalosophy can only be practiced by that of the living, okay? That of lectonic usages and that therewith can only be utilized from that of the living as well. Now, because lectin are an old dead person pre-Stoic philosophical term, it got lost through the ages, theoretically. When we were going through, all right, especially our new non-native species on mankind's origin, okay, when we were going through mankind's timeline and seeing exactly how wrong humanity was and how wrong humanity got it, that of lithic logic and that of the foundational understandings thereof just rooted itself even furtherance into that of our logical understandings and reasonings, okay, to such a degree now that, you know, lithic logic reigns supreme, and we won't back down on that, and we'll argue it with that of the best of philosophers and or whomever wishes to argue that of with, okay? Now, before anyone ventures into an argument against that of lithic logic, and again, we didn't invent lithic logic, it inherently existed already. Lithic means stone, rock, okay? When you have nature and you have that of the earth we stand upon, it has some rock there, right? Some grounded standing with which we can be upon, right? Can we agree? Can humanity stop fighting on their religious fronts and accords of understanding and understand that we stand on a pile of fucking rocks? Okay, can we stop fighting for a minute, humanity? Can we put aside the petty differences and bullshit? No, fighting's fun. What? Damn it, Internet. You would try and cause some chaos. That of lithic, that of rock, that of what we stand on foundationally is there, okay? That of stone. With that understanding, all right, don't take good old Shyzabox's word for it, utilizing his living practice of Shyzalosophy or based on his, thermodynamic enlightenment with a price tag amount of truth that proves itself because it's that fucking good. Becomes literally a living entity, and a dead book starts pricing itself. Okay? Not us. We didn't do it. Broke Amazon's algorithm. They did it. Okay? The book did it. Okay? The lectin live. They do what they do. When you start utilizing terminologies and things of that from like old dead people that aren't around anymore, inherently, all right, there's a loss in understanding, there's a loss in knowledge. So again, this is all for philosophical entertainment, because it must therein be. When you have rock foundational knowledge, think of that, which is unarguably what we can agree on. Does Stonehenge exist? Do the Great Pyramids exist? Okay? Does Göbekli Tepe exist? Yes or no? Can we get a baseline foundational lithic understanding that rocks fucking exist? Okay? Please? You made us swear. Sorry, God. This show sucks. What? Keep those comments to yourself, Mom. All right, we have a basic foundational knowledge that rocks exist. Stonehenge exists, the pyramids exist, and Göbekli Tepe exist, okay? Inherently, what has stood the test of time thensely? Rocks. What is lithic? Let's close this Gödelian loop, okay? Let's make everyone very smart physicists and advanced meta-philosophers. Let's close this Gödelian loop, okay? What was lithic again? It was rock, okay? The rock has outlasted that of mankind's understanding. It's non-debatable. Foundationally proven by that of our knowledge that Göbekli Tepe even exists. Think what you will. Göbekli Tepe exists and single-handedly throws mankind's entire timeline and historical understanding out the window. That shit's gone. So us being philosophical and us being historians, everyone is on their own metric, merit, right, and accord, okay? Everyone is a philosopher as they believe that of what they do as they be. Everyone is a historian as they live through that of their history as that of they be. Okay? You don't need good old Shyzabox to point this stuff out, as one may be in their own right, subjectively thinking Shyzabox is crazy as shit or Shyzabox is dumb as shit. Doesn't matter. To us, their thoughts are that of a mere construct to that of their own being. Now, we are all of one bread, all of one body. Where we go one, we truly go all. Okay? That is why inherently we find it very necessary to base that of our foundational knowledge in that of a lithic subset to where there's an even playing field for that of everyone to come together and start doing things for the betterment of man and not start doing things for that of their own personal benefit and well-being. Now, you can work towards your own benefit and well-being, and dare we say the selfishness and innate audacity of mankind's sinful nature brings them to that degree of which they probably chase that of which on their own accord, okay? Naturally and inherently, okay? Sure, no one wants to chase sin, yet when sin presents itself on occasion, mankind messes up, right? Sorry, Jesus, forgive us, right? Hey, good. There needs to be a lithical foundational understanding and a means, all right, for humanity to get together on a blanketed understanding to put aside the petty understandings with which mankind does not understand. Okay? Let's check in on this ones of chat that came in. Show me the screen behind you. How am I supposed to see it when you're covered it completely? Well, we thought we were better than the screen behind us. We know we're not. All right, we'll get out of the way. There you go. You want to check in on what this asshole's saying? Bet it sucks. Here, what's this asshole saying?
Additionally, foundationally, even as an individual, even as a, philosopher that, wears their heart on their sleeve.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm a philosopher. Blah, blah, blah.
Considered a good philosopher, whether we are or not. And even to be considered a good philosopher, a philosopher must have a poetry book.
What?
Okay?
A philosopher must have a poetry book? You heard it there. So what? This asshole's saying we can't be a philosopher if we don't have a poetry book? That's a good thing we do, okay? That's right. Every good philosopher needs to have a poetry book. You heard it there. So to put our name in the hat as well, we got one. Okay, now, we're not saying we're a good philosopher. For anyone to be considered a good philosopher, they need to have their own poetry book, okay? We're not even saying ours is good. But, hey, test time. We get to be on the test, okay? We might not be the answer, but our name gets to be on the test. It's one of the distracted questions that, isn't the answer. Don't put Shyzabox if you see his name on the test. But it's going to be one of the answers. Put into that of what you will. Seek that of which where you shall find it. Again, this is all for philosophical entertainment. But we know why you're really here. You want us to read one of our poems. But we can't just jump into our poetry and read it willy-nilly, right? Oh, well, that's how it works. There could be some negative energy in the atmosphere and stuff like that right now. That's right. Not good stuff. So there's only one way to clear out the negative energies that are in any kind of ether around you, right? You have to practice those rituals that they did in like 90s sitcoms and movies and things of that nature. A little bit of bleed over into the early 2000s, right? But there's only one way to cleanse the ether, the negative, all of the negative Joey energy. Bleh. If it's from Joey, it's a no-y. Joey's disgusting. The only way to cleanse your energy around you and the ether and stuff before we can even venture into reading a poem is to do one of those, traditional practices from the 90s to cleanse the ether and atmosphere. So we'll go ahead and do that without further ado so we can read one of the poems for you. That was 2, it takes 3. Everyone knows this. Excellent. Okay, so that gets all the negative energy. So now that we got all the negative energy, okay, and we got it all bottled up, it won't get into the ether when we read our poem, okay? But we don't want this nasty Joey energy here, right? That shit's disgusting. So through the magic and power of the internet... Oh, shit! That's in your house now. But since we're feeling good here, let's read that poem for you. You might want to clean that shit up. Joey's disgusting. Oh, you son of a bitch! You made my house nasty! Huh? You might have done that on your own accord. That might not have been us. Then again, it could have been us. But inevitably, it was Joey. You let Joey into your lives. No, that was you! What? Everything's fine. Huh? What? You're reading a poem. This one's called Hypocra of the Teas, okay? That's a fan favorite. Dear Harpo, are you Plutarch? I'm inclined to ask, must I poise as Ani? Should that lead to answers fast? Then so asketh the scribe Ani, through Shyzabox in this case represent. Not because you wanted such, but out of curiosity and such, so asketh Annie Shyza, Dear Harpo, are to thee known to know of Plutarch? Though currently child-minded, you thus be. Who's Harpocrates? What? Don't worry about it. That poem sucked. What? Damn it, Mom, we're never going to sell any of our books. That poem was awesome. We just read it wrong. You wrote it. What? No, yeah, we did. All right, fair enough. All right, now, let's see what this asshole's saying again.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, huh? Well, that's because I see he's got himself a copy of an officially endorsed live stream note-taking journal. He must be taking notes on everything that he's doing. Oh, man. Good thing we got one, too. Oh. An officially endorsed live stream note-taking journal affords you the opportunity to take notes not only on this live stream itself, but you can actually use an officially endorsed live stream note-taking journal on good live streams as well. It doesn't even have to just be this one, okay? You can take notes on Joe of the Rogan, Asmund of the Gold, Tim of the Pool. I hate that asshole. What? He has skateboard. There's nothing wrong with Tim Pool, is there? Jeremy of the Unsleeved Media Quartering. I don't know. You can take notes on any live stream that you watch. And knowing it's officially endorsed by an internet celebrity, maybe not a good one. We did call Daryl Dixon dibs on being best of the worst internet celebrity that there is, okay? Fantastic. Means the show's always gonna suck. But everything else that you watch is guaranteed to be better. That's right. It's our personal guarantee to you. But regardless of any of your feelings on that, all right, we remind you, all of our games that we made and stuff, they're all free. Go play them should you choose. All of our demos, they're free. Go interact with them should you will. All of our theory is readable, that is of necessitated to be read. You may go interact upon any of that. Now, like we said, we don't hide behind any of our theory or our understandings or that of our wisdom. As a philosopher, you must wear your heart on your sleeve and be completely open to all aspects and components of auditability. Okay? So you can audit any of our math. We leave our Kaggle notebooks open source, okay? Audit the shit out of them. We don't hide behind our math. Okay? It's bold claims cotton to go around saying, theoretically, we've decoded the Voynich manuscript and not computationally back up any component thereof. Okay? And believe you me, there are a lot of claims on the internet nowadays, okay? Talking about a 600-year-old manuscript and making bold claims cotton on the internet usually has some sort of, microscope upon it. Okay? So you can't just bold claim cotton willy-nilly and not have any computational data to back it up, okay? On top of that, any of our other working theories, demos, things of that nature, they're all free. Go knock yourself out, okay? That of our conscious thought with which we disseminate, you may go and check out for free on Kindle of the Unlimited, buy a free membership for, whatever, and then read some of our books should you choose. And or, if you got a buck or two, we'll never be ungrateful for any of whom wish to pursue that of which they do. Just remember, okay, before you go investing into, and we don't make any financial advice or anything like that, before you go investing your measure and merit into that of where you will, okay, not even your finances, okay, but that of any aspect component of that of your being, okay, before you tie it up into any component or aspect, you be sure, first and foremost, you take care of you yourself first, okay? There is only one you, and whether you subscribe here or not, we can't replace you, okay? We can't just go around making as many fake accounts as we want anymore. We're running out of ideas for emails, okay? We've been subscribing to ourselves, okay? So we can't easily replace you. So you take care of yourself first and foremost, because there's only one you, okay? And you're more important than you might think that you know, okay? Believe you me, okay? You're a fantastic individual, whether you subscribe to us or not. Okay? It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant, okay? You're an individual, which means you are blessed upon this earth to be a part of the living, okay? And Shyzalosophy is the living practice, and it has agape love for one and all, okay? And it tries to forgive that of what it tries to forget, okay? Chapter 7, you correct it, and you rectify it, and you proceed with the truth. After you take care of yourself first and foremost, you look around and you take care of anyone else who needs it very, very muchly second, okay? Because there are some people that are very much hurting in this world that, you know, might not know how to or need to ask for help, okay? So you take care of them, all right? Then you look around the room, you might see us in the corner peddling our wares like, oh, buy Pickled Punk Philosophy or Transmutating God, right? You're like, no, those books suck. I'm going to buy Nailing Kalimba. That one's way better, right? Oh, awesome. Okay? You see us in the corner, but you look around the room. You take care of anyone else that you like or love, unlikely, but maybe, more than us, okay? Maybe 6, 7 people you like more than us, okay? We don't know. You take care of them third. But, I mean, if you got anything left over at the end of the day, even if you don't have money, we'll take a subscripification, okay? But, remember, we don't want your subscription, we want your downvote. Downvote the shit out of this and give us a buck. There you go. Oh. All right, well, we don't want your subscription, we want your money. There you go. Downvote the shit out of this. Go to Cashapp and give us a buck, or go to Amazon.com and buy one of our books. Get off our lawn!